So Mel-Lead's brother isn't taking the two-faced snake side completely. He actually listens to the main character as the main character plays the note for him. Because, he taught the two-faced snake how to play this note for Best Boy. But when he listens to the main character play it, he realizes it's completely wrong. Something is wrong with it. So they look into it and they discover that the two-faced snake ripped a page from the book. He learned another, music spell. But this spell was a forbidden one. One that harms others, not cleanses someone. And he mixed both together to harm and kill Best Boy. And this horrifies, the Mel-Lead's brother, because he's like, why would he do something like that? Did he really do it? Why would he do something like, he needs to sit down and think about it, that he has to think about it. And I'm like, dude, your friend is a murderer. Like, you should have listened to Best Boy this entire time, but instead you kept taking the wrong person's side and did not listen to Best Boy. The Mel-Lead's brother tells the main character the love story of their parents, and it's tragic. It was messed up. And he even explains to the main character, if the main character wanted to know the story, the Mel-Lead was never going to tell him about it unless the main character asked. So he's going to tell the main character anyways, because he knows the main character won't ask these questions, even though they're important questions to ask. And he tells the main character to ask these questions later in the future, even if the main lead never tells him, because the Mel-Lead's not going to outright tell him himself unless the main character asks him this, because that's the type of person the Mel-Lead is. He's giving the main character a love advice. He's outright telling the main character how to swoon his brother or how to have a relationship with his brother. Like, he's like, ask questions, communicate with your partner. That's like literally what he's telling the main character. He's also telling the main character how the Mel-Lead grieves. Like, how the Mel-Lead, after, their mother passed away, he would always go once a month to see her, with like they used to do before she passed away. And he still did that years later, even when he understood what death was. He'd still go try seeing her. Like, he's kind of hinting to the main character, like, he did not take it well when the main character died. Like, he's also warning the main character how messed up their family is. How messed up their clan is. Like, I love the little memory the main character had of his parents. His mom riding a donkey, his dad leading the donkey, and him riding his dad's shoulders. And the fact that he wanted to, redo that scene, but with him and the Mel-Lead. And then he's like, it would be really best if we had a little one here. And I'm like, you do have a little one. He might be a little too big to ride his dad's shoulders. But you know what? His dad is, big and strong. His dad could have carried their child. And, that could have happened. Like, they could have reacted the scene all together happily. Maybe a teenager instead of a child. But, you do have a small child. He's a teenager now, but you do have a child. They got the children rescued, and when they were trying to get out of there, they got attacked by the other clans who are there to rescue their children and put the main character back in the grave. They won't listen to the kids when the kids are like, maybe he's not the bad guy. He was the one who rescued us before you guys got here, and he rescued us before in a town, but no one's listening to the kids. They're like, you don't know him like we know him. And they're listing off all the injustices that the main character did to them. And I'm like, were these things that the main character got framed for? Or did he actually do these things to these people? And did he have a good reason why he did these things to these people? Because honestly, it sounds really terrible. Like, the things they're saying the main character did sounds horrible. Like, I can't really blame them for wanting to put the main character back in the ground if the main character did all these horrible things to them. Because, like, it's bad. It's, like, real bad. But I mean, they already kind of killed the main character before. I mean, they got their justice already. They're like, but we're going to keep him in the ground. We want him down in the ground. Especially if they're all frightful of the idea the main character probably was the one who captured their children. And we're probably planning to do terrible things. Like, like, this is not good.